So I know this might be considered old news to some people, but earlier this week, was it this week? Yeah, earlier this week, the Los Angeles Times reported that Autopia at Disneyland is going electric at some point. Little history regarding like our experience with Disneyland. As a family, the first time we visited Disneyland was in 2022. My kids loved Autopia. I loved watching them, experience driving for the first time. And I think that was Walt Disney's intent when the park opened in 1955, was to give kids the experience of driving in kind of like a safe environment. And we did notice, however, that there's a lot of that gas engine smell. There's a lot of noise. I did feel bad for the cast members that have to work that attraction because they have to breathe in those exhaust fumes. And I get it. A lot of people have that feeling of nostalgia because they were gas engines when the attraction opened, and so they should remain gas engines forever. But as an EV driver myself, my wife and I have had electric vehicles for the past 10 years. My kids have been growing up only knowing like their family car being electric. I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing for the environment. It's a good thing for the cast members. It's a good thing for everybody. Regarding the sound the engine makes and the vibration and everything, I think they can pipe that in. They can use their Disney magic with the Imagineers to create an authentic experience that kind of mimics gas engines. My only question was, when I was going through the article, let me just kind of summarize a little bit of the article here. Well, I'll read a little bit of it. It says, it's funny because the LA Times, it's an editorial piece, first of all, so it's someone's opinion. It says, Disneyland should have retired the fossil fuel motors long ago, and not just because they're bad for the environment. Autopia was a centerpiece of Tomorrowland, an area of the park that Walt Disney said was dedicated to adventures that are a living blueprint for the future. It was one of the original attractions when Disneyland opened in 1955 and designed to give drivers a taste of transportation innovation sweeping the country, a freeway. It says, 70 years later, Autopia is very much a blueprint of the present. It's still wildly popular with park visitors, especially kids, but the ride showcases some of the most soul-sucking parts of modern life. Gas-guzzling cars spewing smelly exhausts, bumper-to-bumper traffic, and impatient drivers. I agree. So yeah, long story short, switching to EVs is a logical choice. It's a positive change in the right direction, I would say. The question I had was, like, I was kind of wondering, like, how are they going to charge these vehicles? Because for us, like, I drive a Nissan Leaf, which gets about 160 miles per charge. So every couple of days, I have to plug it in. It takes 8 or 9 hours to charge overnight if it's depleted to about 50%. You can't have that with an attraction that's running from 8 a.m. to midnight. Yeah, you can't have the ride shut down to charge the vehicles. And so you need a way to charge the Autopia vehicles while still keeping them in service. And I did a little bit of digging on the internet, and I believe in Sweden, they have road technology where they can do charging through like an electric track underneath the vehicle. And it talks about, there's a YouTube video, I'll link to that YouTube video down below where it explains it more in depth. But the one technique they have is that these little, I think, contacts that come down from the bottom of the vehicle and kind of drag on a strip that creates the ability to charge a vehicle as it's driving. And it talks about a second technique, which is similar to the way that cell phones use wireless charging. And there's a transmitter and a receiver. I think the transmitter is in the road and the receiver is in the vehicle. And it uses wireless charging technology. And so if you could embed that in the track, which, as we all know, the center of the Autopia track does have like a raised portion to keep young drivers from getting too crazy with it. If they could use that section of the track to kind of embed maybe like either the type that drags like a metal contact to charge it or a wireless charging method. Completely feasible, and the technology already exists. I think that this could happen sooner than later because there's not a lot of construction that would have to be done. It's more just retro. Hi. Okay, almost done here. Yeah, so to wrap it up, it's not gonna be difficult, I don't think. It's just a lot of retrofitting of the new technology within the existing ride. And you don't have to change anything except for the vehicles and the charging mechanism in the track. That's all. Looking forward to the electric version of Autopia. Thanks for watching. By the way, if you can't tell, like, I'm a huge Disney nerd. I'm a big Disneyland fan and love talking about this stuff. That's not to say that that's what this channel is going to be, but thank you for allowing me to talk about something that I enjoy.